My game is stuck on a black screen.
You left the session again.
Bruh. Are you joking? My internet is like happening right now. This isn't good.
I'll invite you again.
I need to get off Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. There we go. There we go.
Zeno's asking, or saying, you can go over if you need to. Internet dies again.
Alright, there we go. Finally.
Oh.
It's not popping up on the server that I went live. Can you check that?
It's live, it's live.
But I have no clue what just happened. So we're back. As you can tell, I am very confused on what just happened, but I hope I didn't miss anything. Moo can give you guys a good recap.
Lost a bit of ground with the mistake at turn 1. Lost a second. He's close the gap back and he's close down about a second. Yeah, it's the next train from 2nd to 6th. And no time
Yes,
penalty.
I've noticed that, so I'm glad we didn't miss out on anything special and important. But like you said, Dix Ishiko's lost a huge amount of time, but he's still clawing it back in, so good. So that is good for recovery. But he definitely needs to get him back in that DRS because it's only a matter of time until Hamilton gets a better run on him and gets the pass done. So he needs to hurry and get around and get in Gary's DRS to prevent that from happening.
Gary's running a really low on DRS. He's only at 20% now. My gap is coming down a lot, and I see him like flipping the grass on entry to goal. It's not helping him at all. But Hamilton's at 100% DRS, so he's at a really good spot now. After one of the train is dumping.
But battle for P4 between Whiffy and Rage. Let's see if Rage will go for a peek here. No, he does not. So, yeah.
He still needs all his DRS. It's not too smart. This battle, he's gonna drop him to his DRS thing. Yeah,
It's still saying that BRL hasn't went live yet. Refresh it.
Yeah.
Okay. That is good. But no Twitch notifications, so I probably broke it. So, oops. Good internet.
If you're only 2 tenths away from DRS, so I think if he continues at this pace, next lap he'll be in DRS.
There you go. I'm starting to get the viewers popping in. That's good. So, my internet happened. I apologize. That's all I have to say. But, like you said, Dix Ishiko is already back down to a 10th off the DRS. But it seems like the DRS train is starting to break off a little bit, especially with Rage on the rear gearbox of the Ferrari of Whippy. Let's see, once again, if he does a dive here. No, he does not. He's staying patient. Being patient with it.
Patient with the DRS because he's using all this battery, not regenning anything. He's not getting moves done. Currently, dumping all your battery like this is not gonna work. Wait for a little mistake and you can go back. Dumping all of it and staying behind is not worth it.
Dix Ishiko actually lost a bit of time. Only 2 tenths out now, so he's lost a 10th to Gary. So it seems like maybe it was Gary saving. Disregard that actually. Dix Ishiko barely a 10th off of DRS already. And he's already back in it. And actually, never mind. It's flip-flopping, but it's getting very close. If he gets it here, I think. Yeah. Oh, he's in it now.
Yeah, he got it.
Good exit. Oh, again.
Yeah, he did. That is really frustrating. Hamilton's really got back. He's not using any ERS. He's not
I think Dixie Ishigo will get the DRS here, that is for sure. DRS detection point, yep, he got it. So, and Dixie Ishigo with the 1.5 DRS as well, as that will drag everybody along with him to Gary, which is something Gary did not need.
Again, Gary's flashing out of ERS, so it's good in the DRS. If you have lots of battery, but you don't have the DRS, then it's kind of useless having no battery but being in the DRS. Gary goes very wide there. Yeah, Hamilton in the best situation here on 100% ERS, just chilling behind, which is very smart.
Yes, it is with Dixie Ishigo already 4/10 behind Gary, so I believe as long as he gets a decent exit here, he'll just blow past him. But we've seen with how Dixie pushes too hard, definitely for the DRS, he gets a mistake, but no mistake. So I believe just as Gary's trying to break the toe here, as Gary's actually pits.
I was going to point out that, yeah, we're reaching the pit window. Yeah, this is like basically, you can go slower there, but yeah, this is around the pit window for the mediums.
Something to point out is that Dixie Ishigo actually broke off of Hamilton's DRS, so that is no longer DRS for Hamilton, and Whippy actually has DRS, unless my internet is just happening again because it's lagging all over the place for me.
Yeah, so I'm assuming Ichigo and Hamilton, most people might respond to this under cut. I think Gary realized that he didn't have the pace there, so I guess he went for them to try and break the DRS, at least temporarily. Because yeah, he's come out in very clean air to hope it.
I apologize for not speaking there. I had to make sure that the stream was good. But let's see what Dixie Ishigo and everybody else does, really. As Hamilton, 3-second time penalty. I saw that one coming after that snap of oversteer. He could try and get that removed, but Hamilton, oh, I thought he was coming in there. That was close. But no one has come into the pit lane yet.
That's interesting because Gary, I think, is closing by about a second to Solar. Oh, I think but yeah, I guess they're should be gone, but Hamilton can pass here because if he doesn't, then I'm assuming he's staying until the last. Which would be what AI for a second. But I guess if they're the DRS train, then having fresher tires, but they'll still keep a good pace in DRS. But still, Gary's closed in a lot.
Yes, but this is interesting to look at here. The battle is actually everybody's closed up on Dixie Ishigo here. That is something interesting. Did Ishigo make a mistake and we did not catch it? And it allows Hamilton just to be right on the rear gearbox. Or is it just affecting getting up to him? But there we go. Interval between Gary and Solar is going down, like you said, a second per lap. So they're going to have to come in very, very soon. I have no clue either, I will not lie. I think it's around 22, 23 seconds. Something like that.
Gary's only 16 back, it's only been a couple laps, so he's not closed in by 2 seconds a lap.
20, 19 seconds? That'd probably be it. Whiffy, the opposite of Ferrari and Merc, Hamilton and Whiffy are going to start going at it for P2. So, like I said, especially for constructor reasons, this is huge. As there's only one horse for the Alfa Romeo driver, and that's Dixie Ishigo, and he's leading, at least provisionally, unless Gary will gain enough, and yeah, it'll be a matter of time until Gary passes Dixie Ishigo. Oh, I saw that! That was a spin! That is Rage with no front wing! That is outside the track, so I don't think there'll be any type of safety car.
I was going to say, if that was a VSC, that would help out Ichigo and Hamilton a lot, or everyone that's a hit, but nothing really looks like. Yeah, Ichigo comes in.
Dixie Ishigo's in. Everybody's in except for Whiffy, and that is Solar. Oh, Hamilton! Ooh. I was close between the two, but let's see what Gary ends up. Kieran gets a 3-second time penalty. Gary's gonna.
So he's gonna have to like 4 lap over. Hamilton, interestingly though, didn't really use any ERS on the in lap, so he's gonna have 100% ERS easily in the pit lane. So he kind of wasted some energy and pace there. Yeah, Gary's gonna be miles ahead. Yeah, he back up to Gary. 5 seconds, yeah. That's, I think it was what, a 3 or 4 lap undercut. You gained 5 seconds. I had no ERS.
Yes.
And oh, Gary's in the yellow on fuel.
Oh, yeah, that would be interesting as well. So that is Gary. That means, if you do not know, yellow fuel means that he's actually under on fuel. So, with the way his fuel is now, he's not going to go the whole distance, but something to talk about. Ron is back up into the points. He's had a very quiet race other than the turn or lap 2 incident, as Woofy and Solar now come in the pit lane, but no doubt Gary will jump them both.
Yeah. Ichigo, okay. So he has a 3-lap. I think it's 3-lap difference, or 2 laps. I'm not even sure anymore, but yeah. In the end, Ichigo will have, I think, well, Ichigo's been the quicker driver so far over Gary, and he has the newer tires, so I guess Gary just wanted the gap in track position, try and hold that for as long as possible.
But then again, that is soft pace, and medium pace is different than soft pace. Some drivers are better than others on the harder compounds, and some drivers are better than others on the softer compounds. So we're gonna have to wait and see if Gary actually has a lot more pace in the mediums compared to softs. And so far, the gap has been on hold between Gary and Ichigo, and it's actually starting to go the other way towards Gary.
Yeah, I was gonna say that maybe Ichigo would have better soft pace or medium pace. I could see that in the final sector he'd be overheating, and I know that's the front right tire because that's the tire that really burns up, and he's also on the controller. So yeah, you always get more front temperature. So I assume that he'd have better pace because he wouldn't be overheating. But he's closed in a lot in the sector. But yeah, we'll have to wait a few more laps.
I believe Kieran. Yes, he is. Kieran in the Haas does not have DRS, but Hamilton does. So that will drag Hamilton along. Let's see if he uses the battery. Yes, he does, as they're going to go wheel to wheel going into turn 1. I believe the Haas of Kieran lets it through, and he looks for a switchback. Oh! That's very unfortunate for the Haas drivers. Rage hits fetch slap from 9-7.
But that's done. That's for now at least.
Yes, it has, but ooh, DC there getting too much on the curb and had a little tank slapper through there. So, I believe, at least so far what I'm seeing that Gary is actually faster. Oh, yep. Mistakes are costing Dix Ichigo right now. That is something Gary needs, that is for sure. Something that he doesn't need is a safety car.
Yeah, well, actually, he kind of does.
Oh, true, but
yes, the gap current. But yeah. If I was him, I would start saving fuel that how when the tire finish is nothing. I would still save now with the gap at a pretty healthy margin, so he obviously isn't getting in DRS.
someone we should give credit to is the other Ferrari driver with me. He's P4 right now and is battling Solar for P. And is battling Solar right now, but he's able to stay ahead. Whiffy is on track. He's on track to get himself his first ever podium in Tier 3. As long as he keeps up this form, he will get this podium since he's in that 3-second window of Hamilton. The question is, will he try and get that removed? Because I saw that last warning, which resulted in a penalty. Got himself a tank slapper, and he did lift, but it still got him a penalty, so he could try and get that removed, but that would be down to the stewards.
He's got the warning afterwards, so I don't think he can get that removed.
Yeah, that is unfortunate then, but
Ron up into P9, but I'm assuming he'll have to stop again, because the mediums are already 15 laps over.
Yeah, but that's a yellow flag. That is a fake yellow flag if I've ever seen
it. Yeah, I don't know. I saw it on the main screen.
Oh, never mind. That's for Kieran. That's for Kieran. He has no left end plate.
Again.
That one is a ghost yellow flag.
A little bit late on the yellow flag because Kieran's not there anymore.
What?
Ichigo clawing the gap in a little bit.
Yeah, he is. I was about to point that out as well. So it seems like every time someone is on his rear gearbox, he always seems to pick up the pace, starts gaining on the driver ahead.
Hamilton
But
drove in the grass a little bit. That gave a lot of unders here. Yeah, he's sliding around everywhere.
Dix Ishigo is flashing yellow. He's right on the brink as well.
On fuel?
Yep.
Well,
It's flashing.
So that means he's like at like 0.01 or so. He's or like -0.01. So he's at, he has the fuel advantage on Gary still. Gary's been in yellow this entire time. Hasn't been flashing. So Ichigo has this one kind of get right out of the line. But yeah, he's really closing in. And Hamilton lost a lot of time there. He just dropped out of the DRS.
Dix Ishigo's actually picked up the pace. The gap is at 4.1 now, but Dix Ishigo needs to go like now if he wants any chance at Gary to help sway this championship battle. I doubt he's helping Ron, but every man for himself at this point. But Dixie getting around Gary would help Ron
It would indeed.
in the Drivers' Championship. So 18 plus 2, that is Kieran left the session. But 18, that would be 16. At least now, Gary would be in the championship lead by 6 points.
If he gets by. But something I'm thinking of is that if Ichigo can close this gap at the rate he's been doing and pretty quickly, once he gets in DRS, then he can really start the fuel saving. Because it's a lot easier to save in DRS.
My question is Gary saving right now?
Is he?
He could be. I bet we could tell.
Go
here.
on board and look
Going
at
through
these
Center
left
S's here. It's the brakes. Upshifts early. Oh, we about caught that one, but he's upshifting very early.
Well, that's kind of bullshit. No, but also kind of helps. Yeah, I guess it helps a little bit less fuel, but you're not saving it.
What's to talk about? Once again, he is in DRS of Hamilton.
He is, and has the newer tires.
Yes, so that will be gap between Dixie and Gary. Ron is in for the soft, so there's our answer as if he could make it or not.
Okay.
But will Mitchie get around Ron here? No, he will not.
Because one less car to clear, but he's got a lot of ground to make up, but the softs are very fast.
Yep. What? 2.8. Dix Ishigo, his gap is closing down the gap rapidly.
That's what he needs to do. He needs to get that DRS because yeah, he's no longer flashing, so he's definitely like in the negative of fuel now. So he really needs his DRS to save up his fuel again, so they can both make it.
Battle for P4. Solar actually was not able to get the move done, but now that will allow Whiffy to set aside to Hamilton. He's not using the battery at all, which is smart, as Goofy and Ardell are actually in. Ardell for 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. So with the way it stands, I believe Ardell will be knocked out of this championship fight. Will this allow Ron to get ahead of Ardell and Goofy? It's going to be very close.
He does. That'll help to limit the damage.
I think it's damage limitation for Ron at this point, as no, he will not.
Unless there's a safety car, then yeah, it's just trying to get as high up as possible to limit the damage, but yeah. And also the constructors, Mercedes will take a huge advantage if they're side by side, Goofy and Ardell out of the pit lane. They get very close, but they don't touch. And let them go.
Yes, that helps Ron, that is for sure. If Ardell for time penalty, that would move up Ron in the P8. So unfortunate, as actually Whiffy and Hamilton are going at it right now for P3, and Whiffy gets the move done, but Hamilton will get the DRS, and he'll probably, yep, he's definitely using his battery here. As Whiffy is flashing, that will probably just invite Hamilton to go through, but not using his DRS at all, as Whiffy's gonna fight it. Now they're going wheel to wheel, going through there, as Hamilton will get back ahead of Whiffy, which that puts Solar right back into this fight. But
Ishigo's got the gap down even more.
He's got the gap, yep.
And a little bit wide, but he lost time doing that. got a 1.5-second gap, and then went up to 4.7.
Oh, that's one more point for Ron in the championship. He's actually battling for Goofy right now for P8. Lead between two as Ron backs out of it.
Yeah.
He has the DRS. I'm not sure if Goofy does. He does.
Yeah, he's just gonna try and go by.
Yep.
Down the inside. Goofy's a lot of space. Basically lights him through.
That is P8 for Ron. But if he doesn't get any penalties, that'll be P7 for him. Ardell tries to get that speeding penalty removed, but 1.2 between the leaders of Gary and Dixie Ishigo, which is very, very crucial for championship. We cannot get over this, the fact that this is crucial. Is actually that's Hamilton in the wall. He pulled a Ron there. Did he have any weak damage?
I should probably seeing his skill score. He also got a, yeah, he does some damage.
Oh, that's a yellow flag. So now I think their endurance. Yeah.
He's in here. He's almost dead. He's half a tenth of the ball. He's been very quick in this final sector.
He's
gonna have to really get a good exit and dump everything to make sure he's locked in and start saving his fuel up. Because he has a little bit more fuel, but
he's in it.
Yeah, he's gonna start saving fuel now. He's gonna go it a bit more, and then he can start saving because his fuel saving at a 9-10 gap. It's gonna drop out again.
Yep. Now it's getting closer between the two. But question is Dixie Ishigo thinking about saving fuel? Is he thinking about it? Or is he gonna be like, nah, I gotta send it now and get ahead before I can even think about that? As Hamilton is in the pit lane.
He did get damaged.
So he did get damaged. That's gonna be Softs for a fastest lap attempt.
Yeah, that'll also
as Yep, as that will be Solar ahead of Woofy. So battle for the bottom step of the podium and the battle for the win is going down. So this is going to be very entertaining to watch as it's going to go down to the wire. As actually Ardell and Ron are going at it. Ardell pinches Ron to the wall there. They're still battling. Ron gets ahead of Rage, and so does Ardell. So that's even more points to Ron's name. But Ardell, Ron is using the battery would hurt it more, but Ardell with the overspeed gonna use that little bit of slipstream and get back ahead of Ron as Ron lets him through.
Oh,
as that's Mitchie in the pit lane.
Did you say safety car?
Oh, Dixie Ishigo doesn't have his DRS enabled,
yep,
so he is thinking about safe fuel.
Just to also help him save up his DRS. So yeah, Ishigo is elongating here, and kind of needs to finish the race. Yeah.
He's upshifting very early and is not using the DRS at all.
Yeah, he's really lifting. So yeah, this will invite Woofy and Miller to move in again.
Well, they're currently battling right now, so I don't think they're thinking about that.
Yeah, if I was them, I'd pick one person who goes in front, it slows the gap down because they don't have penalties yet. And if Ichigo slowing the pace down, or his pace down by fuel saving, and Gary struggling here. Ron and Ardell.
Ron gets back ahead of Ardell. They're really going at it right now. But at this point, since Ron is outscoring Ardell, that will be Ardell out of the championship. As Ron is breaking the slipstream, so these two are just going at it right now. But
All right, everyone, we're back. Sorry for the technical issues. Zach is having a couple of problems, but I have decided that I'm going to replace him in the booth. Zach is still here, but now your host is now Miniko instead. So have fun listening to me for the last dying laps. So as of right now, Ishigo still leading this race. Gary is down into P2. Solarv is now in P3. He's gotten ahead of Whiffy. Well, I believe Whiffy and Solarv are going at it for P3, in which Whiffy trying to go around the outside. Solarv defending the inside for the time being and will stay in P3, but there's another DRS zone coming up right after this. He will have the DRS as he... give me a better camera angle. Thank you. There we go. Whiffy easily past the McLaren and is now moving himself back up into the podium places. And, well... I still got Moo Moo and Zach, so, yeah. They're still here, don't worry.
We got the top two.
Meanwhile, further back, Rage and Ardell going at it, and Rage looks like he's got the move, and yes, he does. He's up into P7.
He does, and I was going to point out that the top two, they're in the lead by 3 seconds between the two, but they don't have enough fuel to go to the end right now, so they both have to save their fuel if they want to try and win the race, either of them.
Yeah, that's really where it's going to come down to who's going to run out of fuel and really who's going to run out earliest. Meanwhile, Gary is trying to catch up back to Ishigo. He's not on the button, however, so he's not going to be able to make an overtake into turn 1. Actually lifts off.
Yeah, he's fuel saving.
Oh, he's lifting and coasting is the Mercedes.
Yeah, he's got the fuel save because, well, I guess, yeah, he's doing what Ichigo was doing, but I don't know why Ichigo overtook him because, yeah, he was saving fuel, but decided to overtake.
Track position, probably. Gary, once again, has the DRS, but Ishigo clearly ahead and will stay ahead. Meanwhile, for P3, Solarv getting really close to the back of the Ferrari. Doesn't look like the McLaren has any damage, so he'll be able to continue. Meanwhile, Rage is on a bit of a charge. He's now moved past Ron and is up into P6.
Well, yeah, Ron got damaged on, like, the first lap, so it's been a recovery drive for Ron at this point for the championship. But he's gotten himself up into P7, not P6, because he doesn't have a penalty yet.
Yeah, but we'll see if that changes in the next coming laps.
Oh,
Gary now gets a
penalty.
3-second penalty.
Oh, and he's almost spun. So now Ichigo is kind of free to chill out and do what he wants, because he's got his track position. He's out of the DRS for now, and he has the no penalty thing. Now he's got to focus on making the end.
Meanwhile, further back, Solarv has cleared Whiffy.
It was very
is now
wide.
back up into P3.
Can you get the exit? Yeah, Whiffy's got a good exit. So these two are really, really battling it out. And they're closing in on this lead train.
Yeah, Whiffy, as of recently, he has definitely picked up the pace exactly when Ferrari needed him, as that'll help them in the Constructors. They are going to lose out to Mercedes, I believe.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah, so Whiffy being up there, that is good for Ferrari, as Ron is all the way down in P7. If the race were to end now, Gary with 18 points and Ron with 6.
He will get 8 with
I
the penalty at the moment.
The championship will be 2 points.
Yeah. But you didn't take into account Rage's penalty, so Ron would go up another spot.
That is true, so instead... Oh, they'd be tied.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that's how it's going to be. All right. Looks like Whiffy's a little bit too far back to make a move on Solarv, and it looks like that is going to stay for the time being.
Dropped out of the
We're pretty much coming around the point. We're coming pretty much around the point where there will be no safety car to help anyone, and that won't be good news for everyone way further back. I'm being told in the chat by Phantom that Gary is at negative 0.45, half a lap down on his fuel. So that's Gary's situation. What's Ichigo's?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, Gary's been in the negative fuel a lot longer than Ichigo has, because he was flashing, as Ardell gets a penalty, but yeah, Ichigo was flashing when Gary was in the negative, like not flashing for the longest time, so I think Ichigo's like just barely in the negative. I'm not sure, but that's my assumption.
We'll have to find out. I saw a yellow flag over in Sector 1, and it looks like Ardell's lost his front wing. So something has happened to the Red Bull. And this has gone from bad to worse on the weekend, where he could be knocked out of championship contention.
I think that's about it.
He's now going to be down in P9.
Yeah, I think his championship's over at this point. Oh.
Yeah, it definitely
Gary
is.
had the 0.31 to stand him, so yeah, Gary's saving fuel. But
Will it be enough, though? Because look at
yeah,
this.
Solar.
Solarv.
Yeah, Solar's gotten back in the DRS.
Yeah, he is very much in this fight, and Gary actually has caught back up to Ishigo.
Yep.
So this has now become a three-way fight. Obviously, Ishigo, he doesn't have a time penalty.
Ichigo's saving
Solarv
fuel
and
also.
Gary do. Yeah, and he's saving fuel. So this could come down to the wire between these three. Speaking of Solarv, put on a helmet next time. I just noticed that. He's driving Ricardo's car without a helmet.
Yeah, he isn't.
And yet, he could potentially win this if both drivers in front of him run out of fuel and pulls away from Whiffy. But
Yeah.
we'll have to find out.
Well, I think I'll check penalties, but penalties. Yeah. So Solar and Gary both have 3 seconds. So yeah, this is the battle for P2 between these two. So that's big for the championship because the 3 points in the end between Gary and Ron, that'll make a big difference. Whiffy gets a time penalty.
Oh!
That throws away his only advantage he
Meanwhile,
had.
Solarv trying to go around the outside into turn 1. Gary able to hold around the outside, but now Solarv has the inside for turn 2. And he makes the move. He's up into P2.
We need to get DRS.
But Gary has the DRS. He's much closer to Solarv than Solarv is to Ishigo. But Gary will have to stay behind because they both had DRS.
Something I want to point out that I just caught. Solar also has the fuel problem because he's also flashing.
So the top 3 have fuel issues.
Yeah, Solar has
Whiffy doesn't.
Yeah, Solar has the least worries because it's just flashing, so it'll be close if he makes it. But yeah, Ichigo has not saved enough fuel. He had the chance to when he was behind Gary and didn't have Solar or Whiffy in the fight. So yeah, he should have saved more fuel. But I guess he's just hoping he could make it. But
It's gonna come down to this last lap. We're now on the main straight for the 35th time in this race. Ishigo coming across the line to start lap 36. The final lap has begun. Solarv not close enough to chase down Ishigo with these 2 DRS zones. Gary looking awfully close, and he's blinking. Gary is blinking
red
on his fuel
Yeah, it's
light,
red.
so that is crucial.
so he's gonna run out like 100%. And Solar's also flashing. Yeah, everyone's flashing red. But I saw it earliest on Gary. It was like halfway down the main straight. So if they don't make it to the line,
Yeah, this is not gonna go. This could not go Gary's way at all. Ishigo is flashing. Solarv is on the bubble, as you said.
Yeah.
Whiffy's fine. Well,
now he's blinking.
The red light's blinking now, but he's gonna make it.
Yeah, he will. The thing Ichigo
Goofy
has,
gets a 3
I
second.
think that the thing Ichigo was banking on now is that even if he does run out of fuel, he has the 3-second penalty thing. So
That is true.
yellow
As we're now
flag.
coming around the final corner, I think Gary's run out of fuel. He has
Already?
Gary's run out.
That's very early. So yeah, Whiffy's gonna easily breeze past here.
Is Ishigo close enough? He has run out of fuel. Is he gonna be able to cross the line first? And it looks like he's
Solar
about
also ran
to.
out of
Yes, he
fuel.
does.
Ichigo wins.
By running out of fuel, Ishigo still wins the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Solarv will finish second. Whiffy, it was not Ron's day, but Ferrari were able to pick up the pieces as Whiffy finishes on the podium. Gary will have to settle for
think
P4.
Ron's gonna get
Hamilton
P6.
on his debut will finish in P5 from pole. Not entirely what he wanted, but still some decent points. Ron will finish in 6th place.
Really limited the damage.
Rage will finish in 7th. Goofy will come across the line to finish in P8. Ardell finishing P9 with the fastest lap, but he is knocked out of championship contention. And Kieran will have to settle for a single point.
What an ending to that Sao Paulo Grand Prix. That was a crazy, crazy ending.
Leave it to me to show up and make things interesting. It's happened many a time before. Whiffy grabs driver of the day, and
Well
well,
deserved.
first ever podium for him. I can definitely not disagree with that.
Yeah, that was...
But Ishigo, he's made it work. Despite running out of fuel, he's at the front. And he made everything count here tonight as he wins the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Solarv will grab another podium, I believe, if I'm looking at the sheet right. Yes, it is. He grabs his second podium of the season, his second in 3 races. And Whiffy, it's his second podium since Russia.
Yeah.
But wow.
I think the big talking point would be that Gary is the biggest loser with running out of fuel in the championship because he's only gained, I think, what, 6 points. So yeah, that's limited the damage. Because at the start, or only like 10 laps before this, it was looking like Gary's gonna like win the race and take the lead championship pretty comfortably. But now, I think it's about a 4-point difference between the two.
Yes, it will. Gary gaining 12 points and Ron gaining 8. That is a 4-point. That's now 4 points between the two. Ron will stay in front. Be sure to invite the podium sitters as I will go through the grid. Ishigo wins the Sao Paulo Grand Prix by running out of fuel. From starting in 5th, Solarv will finish in 2nd place. Whiffy will grab another podium. It was not entirely Ferrari's day, but I believe, actually, 15. Nah, I think Ferrari just extend their championship by a single point.
So now it's 2 points between them.
Yeah.
Good math.
Wow. Did not expect that at all, but yeah, Whiffy able to grab that podium, and they now extend their gap in the championship, unless... No, never mind. I think Alfa Romeo are not going to be able to catch, so that exclude that.
Aww.
But Gary finishes P4. Hamilton from pole on his debut will finish in 5th. Ron will finish in 6th ahead of GXR Rage. Goofy for Aston Martin started 10th. He will finish 8th on the alternate strategy. Ardell, he had to do 3 pit stops. He grabbed the fastest lap, but knocked out of championship contention. So now the championship can only go down to Ron and Gary. Kieran will finish in P10. Mitchie. And with that, we can now start podium interviews, I believe, if everyone... Oh, wait. We can start it right now, because, yeah, Solar isn't here, but you can start it right away with Whiffy for P3.
Well, Whiffy, that was a crazy end to the race with you not running out of fuel and everyone else was. So talk me through your race, because you did really well this race.
I didn't know everybody else was running out of fuel. I had problems, actually. Yeah, I took like 2-ish laps extra right off the rip. I didn't have any issues. I pushed all race, actually. I really thought I was gonna lose it at the end. I knew the podium. I knew 2nd place was on with like 2 laps to go, with Gary and Solar in front of me there. They both had penalties and I didn't, and I just happened to look. I pulled a rookie move as I looked at the menu to see how many penalties I had. I cut the pit lane too much and took a penalty myself.
Oh.
So then it was like, okay, it's all fair game, whatever, and I got lucky with a little Gary moment at the end. But otherwise, it was just a banging race, man. It was fun. Even with just the 10 guys. Super good. It was a nice little DRS train. Everybody was battling, and it kind of was a good mix. Like, I didn't really think that Ichigo was going to be the guy in the front of the train at the end there, but it worked out, and it was just, yeah, it was good all around, man. Good all around.
Yeah, it's mostly you and Solar. You guys were going really hard racing for a lot of laps in a row, and you really closed that gap down to the top 2 when they were fuel saving.
Yeah, the DRS, man, me and him mixing it back and forth. I was, the first time I went at him, I battled him positionally, and I was going to, like, box him out and say, no, it's my spot. And then he got in front of me, and then he would, like, we would tango and switch between both DRS zones. So as soon as I realized he would switch, I was game for it, and just kind of, yeah, used it to go. But I ran out of battery at the end. I didn't have nearly as much on board as I wish, but it is what it is.
Yeah, you did really well. That's your 2nd podium in 3 races, so you've really picked it up in the past few races.
Yeah. Back to my old ways, baby. That's what we're fucking talking about.
Yeah, and with that, thanks to you improving your pace, and with Ron, unfortunately, not being his day, he still managed to grab P6, and with you at the podium, you just extend your gap in the championship. The gap is now 2 between you and Mercedes what are your thoughts on that? Do you think Ferrari can take it?
Well, we just doubled the gap right there, so you watch next week when we double it again and again and again, baby. It's ours. It's ours.
You literally doubled it. You're right.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
Minico.
But nonetheless, congratulations to you on your second podium of the season. You have definitely picked up the pace when Ferrari have needed you the most.
Thanks, man.
And well, unfortunately, Solarv is not able to join us. He didn't specify why. But with that, we move on to Ishigo. So, Ishigo started 5th, but that entire race, you were pretty much at the front, making moves when it counted, and, well, despite running out of fuel on the last lap, you still managed to cross the line in 1st. So talk us through your race.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. Not gonna lie, I didn't really do that much practice, and that showed in qualifying, with like 5/10 off the pace. But I was pretty happy with that, and I knew my race pace would be better. And the 2 rookies in Tier 3, I just assumed their race pace wouldn't be that good, so I just kind of decided, hey, let's see what happens. And of course, Ardell made contact with Kieran in the first corner, so that gave me a free spot. And after that, it was just driving my own race. Ron crashed hard. He had the ERS open coming out of turn 3, and it sent him straight into the wall. And I thought for sure I was dead. So that was unlucky for him, but he still got P6, so that's pretty good. And then after that, Gary pitted like 3 laps early, and the gap was a second before he pitted, and then by the time I came out, it was 5 seconds. So I spent the rest of the race just catching him, and then Blah, my race engineer, told me he had flashing yellow light because he was out of fuel, and then like a few hours later, I had the yellow light, so we all, just about all of us, severely miscalculated how much fuel we'd be burning this race. So it was a bit scary, but I knew I had the pace over Gary this race, and pretty much anyone. Yeah, I'm sweating over here, but yeah, I just got ahead of him, and then after that, I was just coasting. We were both coasting. As soon as I got ahead, we kind of just made up our minds somehow telepathically that we needed to save and coast. So it worked out for me. Unfortunate for Gary, he lost fuel like second to last corner, and I lost fuel
halfway down the straight.
Yeah, and then I was kind of scared because I saw Solar catching, but I also knew he was out. He had the yellow light on, so I'm like, "There's no way it's gonna pass me." The guy was like a second and a half. So I was managing it well, which was pretty fun. Not gonna lie, just managing the pace to stay ahead, and it worked. So I'll take that. That's 3 wins now. No championship, but it's fun.
Yeah, it was fun, and well, you grab another win once again, proving why you're here. Really, grabbing those consistent podiums. Next week, though, we go over to the inaugural Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I wasn't sure how to pronounce that, but the one thing that Alfa Romeo can fight for, despite you not being in the Drivers' Championship, Constructors. Do you think Alfa Romeo can grab it?
Do you know the gap right now? I think
8 points.
8 points?
You closed in by 2 points because you won, and everyone else got under 25, so you closed in by 2.
Are we still 3rd, or are we 2nd?
3rd.
Yes, you're still 3rd.
And then Mercedes 2nd, and then
Ferrari
first. What's the gap to Merc?
Correct.
Is 7?
Oh, wow. Talk about close.
No, it'd be 6. It'd be 6 points because Ferrari has the gap to Mercedes by 2.
Yeah, it's 6 points then.
Well, 3 races left. Saudi Arabia, that should be good. I like that track, although it's been like I haven't played it since it released. Abu Dhabi, race pace is better than qualifying. I'll probably be at the back in qualifying, and then Imola. I have not really done Imola at all in this game. I'm too used to ACC GT3 cars at Imola, so that will be hit or miss. That depends on how much practice I do, because everyone knows that I don't really play this game that much anymore. So if I practice, then maybe I'll be good. But I think we can get the Constructors. Yeah, we've got 2 drivers in our team compared to Ferrari. Well, Ferrari has Whiffy, and Whiffy's popping off lately. But Gary's on his... Oh, no, Gary's has Hamilton now. Dang! they all have teammates now. Oh, my gosh. I was so lonely the past, 8 races ever since Castro left. And now I have a teammate again. Let's hope he shows up, because his pace is looking pretty good. But if he shows up, then I'm not gonna lie, I think we have this in the bag as long as he shows up. If it's just me, then I'm gonna have to like take out some Mercs and some Ferraris these last races.
You have to start begging Silencer to show up.
Yeah.
We'll do that because it'll definitely make the constructors more interesting. Mumu, do you have any questions for Ishigo?
Yeah. So I saw that you stopped saving fuel. Did you do that because you knew you had the penalty advantage, so you didn't have to save fuel because you wouldn't use the 3
That
seconds on one
was
straight?
part of it, but I also knew because I was like about 7 laps in a row, like say 4 laps from the end. I noticed that I wasn't getting past because it was at negative 0.10 and it wasn't going down any farther, like either behind Gary or in front of him. So I just said, screw it, it's not gonna go any lower, so I'll just push a little bit, stay ahead of that 1 second gap, so I don't have to worry about them speeding past me on the main straight. And it was probably the best idea because if Solar was in like 7/10, 6/10 on that back straight, and he had the DRS, he may have got past me like crawling.
But he had a penalty, so it didn't really matter.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was the whole point of your question. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the 3 seconds, and I'm like, okay, I don't do anything. But then I also was like, I guess I just wanted to win on track, I guess. So,
Yeah, you always want the pride of winning on track.
yeah. And there's also the chance that someone gets like their penalty removed. So
Yeah,
better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, better safe than sorry indeed. And, well, you did win on track, as you said. So, nonetheless, congratulations to you on another win here in Tier 3. Congratulations, of course, to Whiffy as well, grabbing another podium, and to Solar as well. But for Tier 3, that is going to be everything here tonight. But be sure to tune in around 35 minutes time for Tier 4. And, well, that championship for the drivers can be wrapped up.
Let's go, Phantom!
there tonight. We'll have to see how that pans out. But after that, we have Tier 1 and Tier 2 on Saturday. I don't know why I thought it was Saturday today, but we move. And then we have ACC coming up real soon as they wrapped up their championship. It's not going to happen this week, but it could be happening real soon. Tune in for that. Then we start round all again for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix with F2 on Wednesday, Realistic on Thursday, and then we come back to Tier 3 once again. But that is going to be everything. Championship now down to 4 points in the drivers, and it's still all to play for in the constructors. So, for Tier 3, that is everything.
Bye.